So what's happening, Raider Nation, and welcome back to another episode of the Raider Critique. Now, you guys noticed that I do have a new intro. That was actually something I've been working on, been spending time on during this off season, especially since I haven't been on camera. But normally I would come in here and run my mouth about myself a little bit, but not really going to go over that. I've got basically what I want to go over is the post-draft review, because, I haven't been on here in such a long time, and we never really got to talk about it, so why don't we just go ahead and hop over into that. So, with our very first pick that we picked up in the 2019 draft, it was a complete surprise. Now, I'm not going to go over any stats or anything about what these guys did in college, but I can tell you that this defensive end that we picked up with our very first pick, with the 4th overall pick, had 7 sacks last year and a little over 60 tackles. So, and the only reason why I'm mentioning that is because this guy caught a lot of heat for being drafted 4th overall. And I don't understand the guy. I mean, I do understand that Josh Allen was still on the board. Quinnen Williams was already gone a pick before we ever even got to pick. So this guy absolutely fits what Mike Mayock is actually looking to do, and he's got the mannerisms and attitude that Mike Mayock wants to see, not to mention probably John Gruden also. So this really was not that bad of a pick. I don't understand why everybody wanted to hate on it. Now, with our second pick, now this was actually surprising to me, because even when it came down to it, I was calling for all defense in the first round. Well, that didn't happen. With the retiring of Marshawn Lynch, we definitely had a big hole at running back that we needed to fill. And to even see this guy available by the 24th pick in the first round to me, it was amazing. Now, I'm not real keen on, grading people when they come out of college, because, I mean, let's just be real about it. I don't watch college ball. I don't watch anything but the Raiders, and then sometimes I'll get stuck watching a Texans game or something like that, because that's where I'm at. If the Raiders aren't playing, normally I'll watch the Texans, or I'll go, and if I want to see a lot of dropped passes by Amari Cooper, I'll go watch a Dallas game on TV or something. But, I mean, we did pick up a decent running back with Marshawn Lynch retiring, and of course we're going to go over some free agent acquisitions and re-signings that we did also, but we're getting to that later on in the video. Okay, with our 3rd overall pick, we picked up a safety named Jonathan Abram. Now, he was the 27th pick in round 1, and I really don't have much to say about any of these players, but we are going over on who we actually picked up. Then we got a cornerback in Trayvon Mullen, round 2, and we traded back from, I believe, 35 to 37, and then we traded back again from 37 to 40 to go ahead and pick up Trayvon Mullen, because I guess this was the guy that they were actually talking about that they wanted instead of DeAndre Baker, like what I was calling for. Then we went and picked up a defensive end in Max Crosby. He can play outside linebacker too, from what I've read. This guy right here can actually play ball, and to pick him up in the 4th round is absolutely outstanding and stellar. Then we got a cornerback in Isaiah Johnson out of Houston. He was the in round 4 because, of course, we didn't have a third-round pick. And he was pick number 129. We did need a cornerback. I don't know if this guy is going to be playing nickel corner or whether he's actually going to start. I mean, a lot of this can be speculated right now. Then we had to get a tight end to fulfill the need that we need for tight end because we lost Jared Cook to the Saints. And as of yesterday, I believe, Lee Smith has been released. So we definitely needed to pick up a tight end. And I do believe that picking up this tight end here in Foster Morale, I believe that's how you say his name, was a door opening for us to get rid of Lee Smith, which is, I'm still not sold on it because we need a blocking tight end. Unless Derek Carrier becomes that blocking tight end, we're going in there with 2 slot receivers and 1 tight end. Then we got another wide receiver in Hunter Renfrow, another player out of Clemson. It looked like we drafted a lot of players out of Clemson this year. He went in round 5 at pick 149. This dude is actually going to help our wide receiver core, which is already beasting as it is, and we're going to get to that later on in the video as well. Then we picked up Quentin Bell, another defensive end in round 7, pick number 230. Now, like I said, I don't know too much about these guys. I don't watch college ball, but hey, this looked like a pretty good draft to me. It looked like that we picked up everything that we needed to pick up and then some on the holes that we were lacking from last season. And guess what also that means? We also picked up Isaiah Kroll, and as of about 2 days ago, he tore his Achilles and he's gone for the year. So this brought up to the point that we needed to get Doug Martin back. So we re-signed Doug Martin to basically fill up the rest of that backfield and hope that we're not going to get the injury bug, especially with running back this year like we did last year. But Doug, I mean, I understand that everybody wanted beast mode back, man, but Doug is a good complement to any running back, especially a running back like Josh Jacobs, who's probably going to be heading our backfield. Now, with the new wide receiver cores that we have, now I was wrong about Jordy Nelson. I didn't think we were going to get rid of Jordy Nelson, especially since we gave him his roster bonus, but we did that with Lee Smith as well. And then we released ties with him right after we paid him. Well, now with Jordy Nelson out of the picture, we have a free agent acquisition in Tyrell Williams. And Tyrell Williams is actually a very good wide receiver. I really couldn't stand him as a Charger, but now that he's in the silver and black, I'm going to go ahead and root for him. And him mixed with Antonio Brown, this is going to be a deadly combination. Not to mention we also signed J.J. Nelson. Now, you know what else that means? It means I'm going to be talking a little bit of smack about this because, guys, let's just be real about it. And I know you guys can't even really see that, but it says Derek Carr is still our quarterback. Sorry to all the haters. Now, there's a reason why I mentioned this, because if you were on Twitter and you were on Facebook and you were hearing all the speculation before the draft about how the Raiders were going to pick up a quarterback, well then, you feel my pain. And you know exactly what I'm trying to say, and I've been saying it the whole time. Derek Carr has not been the problem. It has been our offensive line. So, when it comes down to it, Derek Carr is our quarterback. We need to back him 150%, and we're going to watch ourselves win this year because they're having all kinds of issues over there in Kansas City. Denver looks like they're rebuilding, and San Diego is the same old San Diego. Well, now Los Angeles, but they're still San Diego as far as I'm concerned. And they still have Phillip Rivers. So I'm not really worried about them, but if there's going to be a team to worry about in the AFC West this year, especially with Kansas City having all their issues, it's going to be the Chargers. So I'm sorry to all the haters that don't like Derek Carr, but Derek Carr is the man. We've got Mike Glennon backing him up along with Landry Jones and Nathan Peterman. I don't foresee any of those guys taking the starting job away from Derek Carr. Now, here were our notable free agent signings. Of course, Antonio Brown, I called that. Tyrell Williams, J.J. Nelson, Trent Brown at tackle, Vontez Burfict at linebacker, Lamarcus Joyner at safety, and then, of course, the three quarterbacks, Mike Glennon, Landry Jones, Nathan Peterman. Now, the notable releases was Kalichi's gone, Jared Cook signed with the Saints, Marshawn Lynch retired, Jordy Nelson retired, Lee Smith got cut. We got rid of A.J. McCarron. And Rashawn Melvin is gone. Now, there's probably more, but I can't remember all of them. So, more will be cut to get down to 53 by the start of the season. Now, as we're done with that there, I'm going to go into a different skit that I've never done before. And that's bold predictions. But before I get into the bold predictions, I want to share this with everyone because I went ahead and I saw this on Twitter. I had to go buy it. This is from DC4L Custom Tees. As you can see in the package. Yep, that's right. I went ahead and ordered me something from old Raider Cody over there. And I promised him that I would unbag it. So I got to actually figure out where to open. Okay, I'm going to open it right here. Get this up in the camera where everybody can see it. Oh, man, that is a nice shirt. That is a nice shirt. So check it out, Raider Nation. This is what I got. A nice hoodie from Raider Cody and DC4L, baby. Absolutely. Derek Carr for life. It's a very well-made shirt. No joke about that. It's Gildan-style hoodies. So yeah, and it's a heavy blend, Gildan. It's a badass shirt. No joke. Hey, I want to thank Raider Cody Podcast, man, for this badass shirt. Good price. You guys should go support him, man. Absolutely. Real good material, real good shirts. No joke. But let's go ahead and get back into the bold predictions. Go ahead and put this right back over here. Now, in this segment, of course, it's got it labeled right here in front of you. The Raider Critiques, Bold Predictions. That's right. I was the one who predicted Antonio Brown. And since I was one of the only ones to predict Antonio Brown before he was ever even basically available to be picked up, I've been kind of feeling myself. So now I'm going to go ahead and start doing this skit called the Raider Critiques Bold Prediction. And look, we're going to go ahead and go into number one, bold prediction number one. Now, everybody who knows me and has seen me all up in Mikey's chat room down on Air Nation or even at Murph's Fan Cave at Raiders Fan Radio, see, I've already made these predictions online, but I want to make sure that it gets documented for when it actually does happen. You guys can come back to the video and see that the Raider Critique was right all along. Now, bold prediction number one. We're going to win the AFC West. We will win the AFC West with a 12-4 record. This is a bold prediction. I'd be surprised if we hit 10-6, but I believe in the team, and I believe in our coaching staff. I believe in our general manager, and I'm thinking that with all the acquisitions that we've picked up via free agency and in the draft, we are definitely on track for a 12-4 winning record and taking the division. Now, a lot of people probably think I'm crazy. That's all right. That's the reason why I'm making this video, because you have to be a little crazy to get up in front of a camera anyway, just to get all the ridicule that I'm going to get for making these predictions. And if they do come true, you guys are going to think I'm either one, psychic, or two, a genius, and you wouldn't be far off on either one of those. Now, bold prediction number two. That's right. I've got more than one bold prediction. And this one is for all you Carr haters out there. Derek Carr's going to win the MVP in 2019. And yes, that's right. You can mark it today that I am saying that Derek Carr is going to win the MVP. And everybody's probably wondering, Raider Critique, how can you think that? What are you smoking? Buddy, with all the new weapons he has that he's going to have this year, he's going to have a career year. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. As long as they give him time in the pocket to set his feet and throw the ball, give him more time. This wide receiver core and these tight ends that we have, we're going to be shredding the field all game long. Now we're going to move on to bold prediction number 3. And this one is actually probably going to floor a lot of you because of all the hate that this guy got when he got drafted. But Clelin Ferrell is going to be Defensive Rookie of the Year. And you're going to watch him step up due to the negative reaction from the Raider Nation when being drafted 4th overall. Now, I want to thank everybody for stopping into the Raider Critique and checking out this video. I do appreciate everybody who comes over here and shows their support. Everybody knows I'm a diehard Raider fan, and I've been here for years. I'm not really publicized. Nobody really talks about me, but, I haven't really pushed myself online until the beginning of last year. So I am trying to make these videos a little bit more entertaining, a lot more backdrops, a lot, just try to make it more appealing to all of you. Because, to be honest with you, I don't do this for money. I've got a job for that. I do this for the sheer love of the football team, and I love to be able to talk about my football team with like-minded individuals. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I really do hope that you guys come in and check out the next one. Now, I don't know exactly when I'm going to go ahead and post that next one, but as news starts to unfold, this is the time of year where everything starts happening. Now, I'm sorry I stayed off camera for so long, but it's really hard to get into any of that when you're on Twitter all the time with all the Twitter beef and people making false predictions about how we're going to pick up Russell Wilson and trade Derek Carr. You know who you are out there on Twitter. You know all you guys who were running your mouth that we were going to get rid of our quarterback, about to draft a quarterback in the first round. We didn't draft a quarterback in no round. And I told you guys the whole time, we're not going to draft a quarterback. Antonio Brown's going to get pissed off if you fucking draft a quarterback. And of course, did we draft a quarterback? No, we didn't draft a quarterback. So everybody who was online talking out of their ass about how we were going to get Kyler Murray or Haskins or Locke or whoever else was out there. Even I was calling for Greer in the later rounds because, maybe we do need some fresh blood in there. It would be nice to have him on the roster if everything does go to shit. But we didn't do that. That shows that this organization has complete faith in Derek Carr. And if the organization has complete faith in Derek Carr, then by God, I'm going to have complete faith in Derek Carr. No, it's not because I'm from the Fresno area. It's because I really like Derek Carr. I know what he can do. I've already seen what we've had with other supposed franchise quarterbacks, a.k.a. Jamarcus Russell, Todd Marinovich, Vince Evans, Aaron Brooks, Dante Culpepper. Yeah. Everybody who was sitting there wanting to get rid of Derek Carr, man, either you flat out want to just tank this organization or you are not a fan. I mean, I don't know where else, where it would be for in between. This quarterback class wasn't even that good this year compared to what supposedly next year is going to be. So I don't understand why everybody was just wanting to just jump ship straight up off of Derek Carr if he was going to be the starting quarterback this year. Well, now a lot of you people need to go ahead and start jumping ship because that's exactly what's happening. Stick to your word, But we all know that ain't going to happen because who else are you going to go ahead and root for? You're going to go root for the Rams? I mean, come on, man. If you would do your research and you would check out exactly how many crappy quarterbacks we've had, even in the past 15 years, there were some bright spots in there, and then there was some really bad quarterbacks. Matt McGloin, Andrew Walter, to name a few. Then there was guys who just flat out didn't show up for the game after we made it to the playoffs. Tom Marinovich. See? Go back and do your research. Like I said, we had some good ones too in Jason Campbell, but he got hurt. And then we had Carson Palmer. So understand that what you're talking about when you're talking about getting rid of Derek Carr, you're talking about getting rid of a franchise quarterback who is actually accurate, who can get the ball down the field, all we have to do is give him some protection. Do you guys really want to go back to the Jamarcus Russell years? Because when you sit there and you vote on these one-hit wonders like Kyler Murray, who only played one season in college as a starter, and you want to put your organization in this man's hands, well, the Cardinals did, and they shipped Josh Rosen, who only got one season there in Arizona, to Miami. So that just showed exactly how much faith they have in their people who were going in and running their draft boards. So anyway, this is the Raider Critique, man. I'm going to go ahead and sign on out of here. I hope I've installed some common sense into all of you. And hopefully you guys will be coming back to this video for looking up how my predictions came true. Raider Nation for life. I'm out of here.